Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to talk today about the breath. And when we think of the breath, we often don't think about the breath because it's automatic, right? Um, it, it's an automatic function that helps us to kind of move forward. Well, I think innately, we learn how to breathe, I believe, in the womb, and how we learn how to breathe is, of course, our own physiological processes, but we adopt the pattern of breath um, based on our mom's state of beingness and of stress response. And um, if your mother's breath is erratic and short and stressed, then you adopt that pattern. That's almost a pattern that when you're born, that is what is familiar to you. And so, of course, then when you're breastfeeding and you're being held by your mother, you're continuing to feel her breath pattern. You're connecting to her breath pattern. And how I know this is true is because just just think about any of you guys who sleep next to your partner. Your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is, and um, we'll say, for example, the man and the woman lays her head on the man's chest, and it might not be conscious, but your breath patterns are connecting to each other. And if next time you do that, you bring awareness to that situation and try to move your breath and notice theirs move, and just play a little game, see what happens. I've done this before, and sometimes it really throws off my mind. And then I'm like, okay, Sarah, let it go. And then I bring my breath back in. That's why it's important. It's important to be so conscious and aware of your breath pattern. So again, back to that baby. That baby comes out and obviously is breathing, unless there was some difficulty. It will be breathing the breath pattern, the energetic breath pattern that they adopted and learned from their mother. And so that's why it's really important for mothers to practice stressless breathing, where they're conscious of their breath, where they are calming themselves down no matter what the situation is, and they're using an action breath instead of a reaction breath, so that they can pass on to their children and their babies breathing to thrive. So with that said, it's important. It's important to learn to breathe to thrive. Learning long, deep breathing as one of the foundational tools of breath. And the best and easiest way to do that is, I just actually thought of one a couple minutes ago when I was in the bathtub. But oftentimes in a yoga class, you'll lay on the back and you'll do long, deep breathing. You'll segment your breath. You'll begin just breathing and filling up your belly and just using that and watching your belly come up and go in and go up, come up and go in. And then you might segment to the chest cavity and you just might watch the thoracic cavity expand and come down, expand and come down. And then you'll move it up to the clavicle and you'll feel the clavicle just moving up and down. And so you'll bring awareness to the 3 different types of breath, or ones that we can and do. And then you can bring that awareness to go, wow, the one I normally do is clavicular breathing. I breathe way up here, and I don't breathe down in my abdomen area. And so then you can connect all 3, because all 3 parts make the whole, right? So breathing and initiating from the navel center in the abdomen area, we push down. Our diaphragm is like a bowl. And then when we inhale, it comes down like that, and it leaves room and space in the chest to fill the lungs up. So we start to breathe from the navel, pushing down the diaphragm, expanding the chest cavity, allowing all the oxygen and breath to go in there, and then it moves its way up to the clavicle, those tiny little pockets. We take a small little retention of the breath, and then we exhale, letting the breath go from the clavicle, releasing all the apana in the breath, in the chest. And then lastly, our navel contracts into the spine and releasing all the residual air that no longer serves us. We can do it like that. I have found definitely that people get in the mind way too much when they're breathing. It's very easy, I do it too, where you're thinking about the processes of breathing too much instead of actually experiencing them. So I was just in the bathtub and I realized a really great way to do long, deep breathing and to really just experience and see the body and get out of the mind a bit is to get in the bathtub and kind of bring your head back like you're laying down. Of course, you can be in, you can dunk your head in the water or leave it out, but be careful. We're in the water here, and begin long, deep breathing in the water. Naturally, when our body fills with oxygen, we become lighter, right? Makes sense. So we'll get that concept of oxygen brings us life, being in the water, because we'll feel lighter. But the idea is to watch yourself as you fill up from the navel, the chest, and the clavicle. You'll fill up and your body will actually move to the top of the water. And then as you exhale, your body's going to come down in the water. So practice long, deep breathing in the bathtub and see how the lightness of your body, the movement of the diaphragm moving down, expanding your belly, filling up your lung capacity, like your chest area and your little clavicles. Just watch it, experience it. Also, another way you can do it is because we need to feel the breath. A lot of us take it for granted because we don't feel it, or we don't see it. Air is kind of abstract, or oxygen has a tendency to be abstract, and we do. We need to see things. And okay, so seeing and feeling, we'll put it together. We can see our bodies and we can feel our bodies. So let's use that to learn the breath. So lay on your bellies. Turn your head to the most comfortable side for you. This is probably not going to be the best way out of the laying on the back and the belly, but you can give it a try. And begin long, deep breathing on your belly, and you'll feel your belly. If your belly is expanding, you will feel it pressing against the ground. And then as that air travels up to your chest, you will feel your chest on the ground. And then lastly, you'll kind of feel the shoulder area, clavicular area. Again, when you're turning your head to the side, it's not a clean line with the spine, so breathing will be a little bit inhibited. So if the other two don't really work for you, try the one on the belly. If not, come up with your own way. As long as the spine stays as straight and as divinely in tune as it is for you at this time, then you will be fine. Just remember, posture is important for breath. When you learn posture and alignment, breathing becomes easier. You become easier. Don't take breath for granted. Even though you can't see the breath, you can feel it. So start breathing to thrive and feel your life blossom. Watch your life blossom. Watch your life be filled with joy. All right, bye guys.